Good morning, everyone. This is Courtney. I'm here at Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary in Arizona with Real Time Animal Rescue. We're kind of just wrapping up Sunday morning chores. So I figured I'd jump on, say hi to everybody. You can see what we've been up to this morning. This huge pile of fur on the ground. No, there wasn't a bad fight or anything. That all came from Esperanza here. She is shedding like crazy. It kind of just comes right off in my hands. As you can see, if we kind of pinch it, it'll just flake right off. So she is a sheep, but black belly Barbados sheep are hair sheep instead of wool. So they do shed though. Um, it's like this kind of fluffy like undercoat, and now that it's getting hot here, it'll just kind of come up and sit on top. And if it doesn't get removed, I mean, she will rub on fences and things like that to get a lot of it off. But if it doesn't get removed, it will kind of turn into some like dreadlocks on her back. We've had black belly Barbados sheep before, and named Angel, and she was extremely skittish and shy. Like we never like pet her. Or she didn't allow us to groom her, so she had like these long dreadlocks on the top of her back, like right in like all the way down in this area. So, oh, we got a little tussle going on. Yep, that's how it goes sometimes. Princess Buttercup here. She was doing it yesterday too. I don't know if any of you guys were watching the live stream yesterday, but she was a little jealous that I was giving Esperanza all this grooming attention. She's like, hey, I need love and attention too. So we will oblige that. We've also been, doing all the regular things like feeding and scooping the poo and everything. That's Elliot over there. He's the Sunday morning volunteer as well. He was just taking care of Snowy, getting him his special food. So Snowy, for those of you who don't know, oh, now you're getting a little jealous. Snowy is our white Saanen alpine goat, and he's 10 years old, and he's had several health issues over the last few months. He was severely infested with goat lice, and then he came down with polio, so he suddenly went blind. He's recovering, but the goat lice kind of hanging in there. We think they might have kind of burrowed in his skin around his neck under his collar. So we have removed his collar for the time being, and he's just looking pretty skinny and underweight. His body type is more spindly than some of these more squat, pygmy or dwarf goats. Look at how cute she is. But that being said, he shouldn't be as skinny as he looks right now. So one of our volunteers reminded us in the past when Gibby wasn't doing too well and he needed some, kind of just to get fattened up, beet shreds or beet pellets. So I don't know exactly if it's actually made from beets. Or, I mean, you would assume so. They're literally called beet shreds or beet pellets. But what's so weird to me is that they're not red at all. They're kind of greenish black, and they're really, I guess, easy to digest. And it kind of helps him, gain weight, because we want him to gain some weight, but obviously in a healthy way. We don't want to give him foods that are unhealthy for him just in order for him to put on weight. That would be kind of counterintuitive if we're trying to help him with these health issues. So I'll just come let you guys peek at these guys over here real quick, then we'll go back and peek on Snowy. I'm sure he is finished with his food by now and ready to be bled out. So we got Zeus, Julio, Butters, Willow, Gibby, and if you can see over by the fence, we have Gilbert right up there. Princess Buttercup is a little sweetie here, just following me around. She's extra lovey today. She also has some like a few little issues. She gets we say like she gets stuck. So goats have like these little knee pads right here. They kind of sit down on their knees, and sometimes her and Gibby will both do this thing where it's like they act like they're stuck, like they'll be on their knee pads and they won't be pushing themselves all the way up. And she's on glucosamine and things like that to kind of help her joints and all that. But we got Albert. It looks like Esperanza is done with me pulling fur off of her. She's settling in for a nap. Chico. This is I think this one's Azalea. I do have a little bit of a hard time telling the turkey girls apart. I have to kind of study their feathers. Cookie dough, let's see, Peanut. Thomas over here has a minor injury. Yesterday, he got to go on a little walk out in the canal to do a little weeding. Sometimes we'll bring him back there so he can eat some of the weeds for us, but he kind of stumbled into the canal part, and he's not, sheep aren't quite as agile as the goats are. So it kind of, I wasn't exactly sure how he fell or stumbled or how, bad it was, but I know he is limping just a little bit. So we are either going to, from now on, only make sure that, really experienced volunteers are walking Thomas, or we might just, take a break and eliminate that risk for a little bit and not have him go on any walks. Hi, Chicolette. Hi, sweet girl. This is our youngest goat we have here. She was our happy accident last March, not this March. This March we had her big first birthday bash for her. But yeah, so she's our last goat. We are at capacity now, so we won't be seeing any more new goat faces for a while. But we do have a new hen face that I can introduce you to after we let Snowy out over here. There's Miss Norma Jean. We got the little quackers over here, Bruno Mars, Clyde, Elvis, kind of fighting through the fence as per usual. Or maybe they're just having a nice conversation. Maybe they're not fighting. So here's Snowy. Yes, he definitely demolished that little bowl of feed, didn't you? See, as you can see, he's looking pretty skinny, but he's actually looking slightly better, which is good. He's starting to put a little bit of that weight back on, thank goodness. Obviously, we don't want any of our animals to be at an unhealthy weight, like on the opposite end of, being overweight or obese, but it's also not good when they're looking emaciated. You've got to find that happy medium, that healthy weight, just like dogs, you want to maybe take dogs on a few extra walks if they're getting overweight. Same goes for, for all animals. They can run into a lot of joint issues if they are putting on too much weight and their bodies are having to support more than is ideal for them. So I was just letting out Rapunzel here. She is our sassy goat. So when she is out, usually, which is most of the day, she just gets put in at breakfast time, but she has a tendency to want to tussle and challenge humans a bit too rough, so that's why she gets put in there. We grab these brushes from earlier. I think, we got our new hen right over here. So for those of you just tuning in, I'm just wrapping up, getting ready to take off. We've been here for almost 2 hours doing some morning chores, hanging out with everybody. So this is Kiki, the latest hen to join us. Good morning, sweetie. She's real sweet. She's this is just like her first week, so she's still pretty timid. She's kind of running away from the other hens. But we hope she'll, settle in and be happy here. I went in and picked her up a little bit ago, and she was totally content being held and pet and talked to. And I put her down, and a few minutes later, I went over and tried to pick her up again. She ran away like, no, this is my free time. You can't just hold me all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys kind of a first look here. If any of you guys do follow us on social media, we have a Facebook and an Instagram page. You can find those both in the description box down below. And we will be introducing Kiki on our social media soon. You guys kind of got like a first look. And next we'll probably put her on Patreon, which is a webpage we have where people are able to sponsor some of our animals. There's all different kind of like perks and different tiers on our Patreon. In case you're interested in that, you can check that out as well. It's all tax deductible since the sanctuary is a nonprofit. We rely on the generosity of people like you and local organizations, and we have fundraisers, just like I've mentioned before. We did have a chicken wedding last month, and last year we had a goat wedding. So we obviously take things very seriously around here. No joking around or fun to be had at all. But anyway, I think I'm gonna jump off here. I might try to pick up Kiki again since she's being so friendly, and I don't have my little harness with me, so I can't just clip in my phone. I'm gonna have to set it down or tuck it in my pocket. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed getting to meet Kiki and see some of the animals this morning. Have a wonderful Sunday. See you later.